Good day. Good day. I'm inspired to do this video because of this experience that I had a few days ago. I went into an establishment and there was a couple. It was me and them, just us three. And I heard them, they were talking amongst themselves. No big deal. I went to the other end of the area and kind of minding my business, looking out the window. And then I could hear a little bit of a disagreement where the gentleman was saying, I don't know these people. They called me. And the young lady, apparently, his phone rang and maybe an image of another woman popped up, or she glanced and was able to see a screenshot of a scantily clad young lady. And he goes, I don't know these people. Why am I being penalized for this? Because the woman was asking, well, who is it? Let me see it. And he's like, no, that's not important. That's not necessary. And I heard him better, even though he was further away from me. I could hear him more clearly than the woman, but the woman said, I heard her clearly say, it's important to me. And she said it multiple times, and she sounded pretty, it was pretty intense, not loud, but intense. And you could tell she was trying to keep things low. But I could feel it escalating, and I heard her saying some things to him, and he goes, "Oh, you serious right now? You're really serious? Oh, And he had this little giggle and smirk about himself, and the young lady said, "Oh, I am very serious. I'm very serious." But I heard her multiple times asking to see this picture, and he didn't want to show it to her, and well, after a certain point, and of course, I'm looking out the window because I was minding my business. I couldn't help but to hear. And then, of course, I glanced over because I was waiting on somebody else. So I glanced over and happened to see this expression on his face, a very familiar one. So anyway, I decided after they started getting a little bit louder, I said, let me leave this room and go in another area so that I can give them, some alone time to hash this thing out. Finally, they left, but when I left out of the establishment, maybe 20 minutes later, they were still in the parking lot. And it was still this back and forth. And he had the smirk, and she was kind of, chuckling. But it wasn't a chuckle like, oh, we're good. It was more like a chuckle of, yeah, you don't believe me now, you'll believe me later type thing. And guys, I came in here to tell you this about that. I knew that he was not being honest with her. I also knew that she knew he was not being honest with her. And it didn't seem like it was the first time. Maybe it was the second. I don't know. But the point is you have the power. Do not hand over your power and control to someone else. Now, in that moment, she had several options. One would be to continuously beg him, and that's what it was. You ask more than twice, it's begging him for this information, to see the picture or whatever. She knew it was not legitimate. She knew he was not telling her the truth. So you could continue to spend your time doing that and feeling that negativity, and just subjecting yourself to, I will call it the abuse. And at this point, after a point, it's abuse that you are subjecting yourself to. Or you could just say, okay, and opt out of the entire thing. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Say, you know what, okay, I feel like, this is important to you, and that's more important to you, and that's totally fine, and leave him to it, him or her. This is not just exclusive to women. This is men as well, anybody. It just so happens that it was, a woman questioning her guy. But the point of it is that you need to keep the power. The trick and the art to continuous joy and happiness in your life is to seek out what brings a smile to your face. Seek out what makes you feel good. If this situation doesn't make you feel good, remove yourself from it. Remove yourself from it. It's really simple. Yes, it's going to hurt in the beginning. Yes, you're going to be sad. Yes, there's going to be a period where you're going to have to decide whether or not to take the person back, because they're going to be surprised that you made the decision for yourself. So they're going to ask you for forgiveness and all that other stuff. But it is entirely your call, your choice. So if you get upset that this person continuously does these things to you, you have to take ownership of that, because you are in control of your own happiness. You are responsible for your own joy. Only you. And so I've been through it. We've all at some point have gone through the same thing. And when when I look back on those experiences, and asking why and did you, or why did you, or, constantly accepting that behavior, I have to blame myself. And I said it over and over again. Hindsight is 2020, but it is all my fault. You had a choice to teach, and you teach people how to treat you. If that's something you don't like, then you just vamp, just leave, and keep your joy, keep your happiness. Reduce the stress. Don't waste the pretty. Don't waste the handsome. Okay? I just thought I would step in here because I know that there's a lot of that going on all the time, and I feel that we make life harder than it is. And if we truly are serious about keeping our joy and happiness no matter what, then we're going to do the work, and we're going to make the changes that we need to in order to achieve that goal. Okay, guys, until the next time, live simply and be kind.